The onset of the COVID-19 pandemic came unexpectedly. In a matter of weeks, life as we knew it came to a halt. COVID-19 began as a public health crisis, but quickly evolved to an economic one. For several days, we chose to not be disheartened. But days turned to weeks, and weeks to months. We realized our dreams would be on hold for the time being. As we tried to process our new reality with challenges we had never faced before, the future seemed bleak. The new year, however, brought a wave of hope. The availability of the COVID-19 vaccine marked the transition to a new normal where we relearned what business as usual meant. For RAFI, that meant pushing forward unceasingly towards our vision of touching people, shaping the future, where we seek to enable resilient, prosperous, and vibrant communities. As the pandemic was primarily a public health crisis, and our physical well-being became of primary importance, RAFI strived to build healthy and resilient communities, living in harmony with nature. The Humanitarian Disaster and Preparedness Response, or HDPR team, was on the forefront of advocating for vaccination among different sectors. Aside from this push for community vaccination, HDPR continued its advocacy for disaster preparedness and provided humanitarian relief for communities impacted by disaster. Through their efforts, HDPR impacted the lives of 2.5 million people. When the pandemic disrupted families' livelihoods and access to basic commodities, the rate of malnutrition among children also grew. To combat this growing problem, the Dolores Aboitiz Children's Fund, along with other government agencies and non-government organizations, formed the Cebu City Nutrition Network to coordinate efforts in battling malnutrition among children in Cebu City. Aside from malnutrition, DACF continued its advocacy of early childhood education. Through its grant-giving program, DACF was able to touch the lives of 4,820 children and reach 261 communities. COVID-19 strained the capacity of hospitals. For many cancer patients, treatments were delayed or stopped due to the risk of exposure to the virus. The Eduardo J. Aboitiz Cancer Center, however, went the extra mile to provide services to their cancer patients. Also, to encourage patients to continue their treatment, EGACC delivered medicines to patients' homes and worked with partners to continue limited cancer screenings. All in all, EGACC provided financial assistance for 63 cancer patients and screened 9,373 beneficiaries. As digital payment became a preference for many people during the pandemic, 123 forged a partnership with GCash to provide individuals an opportunity to grow local trees with just a few clicks. 123 also expanded opportunities for individuals to grow trees with the creation of its Facebook page and website. In doing so, taking care of the environment and supporting farmers became as easy as 123. In 2021, the program was able to grow and maintain 641,311 trees in partnership with 250 farmers. These efforts offset the carbon emissions of at least 10,500 individuals. The sudden disruption of everyday life forced us into new routines. Distanced from friends and families, we had to find ways to stay connected and ensure we did not lose our sense of purpose. To promote social well-being, RAFI continually sought ways to form communities of leaders with a strong sense of identity and purpose and a passion for service. Learners and teachers alike surmounted the challenge of shifting from face-to-face classes to distance learning in a short amount of time. Therefore, in addition to providing support to address the immediate needs of schools and students, the Education Development Unit focused on preparing schools and capacitating teachers to provide quality education in the new normal. Altogether, the program was able to serve 184,070 learners and work with 176 schools across Cebu Province. As many struggle to understand the sense of purpose in a changing and uncertain environment, the need for leaders determined to navigate the waters of the new normal became apparent. Hence, the Center for Leaders continued to provide powerful learning experiences through virtual learning sessions for 11,846 learners in the academe, student and youth groups, NGOs and private sector to equip them with the tools needed to lead their respective organizations towards success. The cancellation of culturally significant events like Sinulog, as well as the closure of heritage sites and museums, left a gap for Cebuanos seeking deeper understanding of Cebu's rich culture. To bridge this gap, the Cultural and Heritage Unit created virtual experiences and captivating content through digital platforms. With this, learning about Cebu's rich history and culture became easier to access. As a result, the program was able to engage 92,568 people not only in Cebu, but throughout the Philippines and the rest of the world. The COVID-19 pandemic caused as many economic challenges as it did to public health. Businesses slowed or worse, closed, leading to increased unemployment rates and disruptions in supply and services. Thus, amidst economic uncertainty, RAFI saw that it was critical to empower entrepreneurs to achieve sustainability and growth with dignity for their families and their communities. RAFI Microfinance Incorporated continued to provide services to help clients' businesses to stay afloat during the pandemic. Aside from financial services, the program focused on initiatives addressing the holistic well-being of clients, such as livelihood training, the Bugsay Scholarship Program for clients' children, and humanitarian relief during disasters. Overall, RAFI MFI served more than 427,000 clients all across the Philippines. Behind the scenes, RAFI's strategic internal partner teams faced their own challenges as the organization adjusted to the new normal. Considering the remote working presented a major challenge, both in terms of online and social connectivity, with Rafinians working outside of the office, the information technology team worked to ensure convenience for employees and guarantee the security of RAFI's network. RAFI pushed forward with its transition to using the cloud and adopted a zero-trust model that verifies users' identities. Human capital faced the challenge of keeping employees engaged amidst a remote work setup. Hence, even when employees worked in their respective homes, the team facilitated professional development through virtual training and modules and brought RAFI's institutional activities online. Meanwhile, the Health and Safety Committee facilitated the vaccination of employees and their loved ones through the Vax for Love campaign to protect employees as they went back on field and to the office. Aside from the need to connect with one another, RAFI also needed to remain connected to the communities it served. Therefore, the Brand Development Group helped the organization and its programs forge new partnerships to augment the organization's capacity to create impact. The team also supported advocacy campaigns, created content, and helped the programs connect to even wider audience through its online platforms. The economic uncertainty of the times required the organization to be conscious of its spending and reassess how to maximize resources while operating in the new realities brought about by the pandemic. RAFI's Finance and Procurement Group helped keep the organization financially sound even in a turbulent economy. The team was also instrumental in managing donations and procuring relief goods after Typhoon Odette struck towards the end of 2021. As operations began to gain speed again, RAFI's Business Excellence team continued to steer the organization towards achieving social impact. To drive excellence among programs and support teams, the Enterprise Strategy Management System was fully operationalized to monitor performance at the enterprise, team, and individual levels. Being able to visualize progress on a monthly level helped the leadership manage initiatives and make evidence-driven decisions. Committed to integrity, the governance team ensured that RAFI remained in good standing with regulatory government agencies and that risk management was integrated into all stages of organizational planning. Padayon sa Pagbugsay, which translates as a call to keep paddling in Cebuano, encapsulates the sentiment of an organization determined to pursue its mission despite the uncertainty of the COVID-19 pandemic. RAFI was confronted with unprecedented circumstances during the time when the people they served were most in need. In a world now faced with a complex health, economic, and social crisis, the organization's new leadership was challenged to ensure RAFI's programs would continue to provide holistic solutions. In 2021, the 55th anniversary of the organization's founding, RAFI answered the call to keep paddling through changing tides, touching the lives of 5.8 million people throughout the Philippines. We pushed forward towards our vision of touching people, shaping the future.